Hey everyone, today I am going to discuss one of the most important topic in everyone's life. If you want to become a financially free person, if you want to understand the psychology of money, if you want to know how money has a big role in your life and how you should understand this thing in your life to become the most wealthiest person ever. So I'm going to discuss some of the important lines that I have learned and I have picked up from the book Psychology of Money, written by Morgan Housel. So if you want to understand the finance, if you want to understand the psychology of money, if you want to know how money has a big role in your life and how you should know and what kind of perspective that you have in your mind towards money, towards financial freedom, towards achieving highest wealth in your life, you should read this book. And I am going to share some kind of lines that has created an impact on me and how I have learned from this book. I am going to share these things. Okay, this is the book Psychology of Money, and everyone should read this if you want to understand the money, if you want to understand the finance, if you want to know how money has a big role in your life. Okay, I'm going to read some lines, and the first chapter of this book is about no one is crazy, and I have found one most beautiful line in this chapter. No one is crazy. Dogs are domesticated 10,000 years ago and still retain some behavior of their wild ancestor. Yet we are between 20 to 50 years of experience in modern financial system, hoping to be perfect acclimated. So through this line, author is trying to explain this thing that dogs are domesticated 10,000 years ago. Still, they are showing this kind of wild behavior inside in them, and they have this kind of character inside them, and they try to react like a wild animal. Still, we have domesticated this animal in our home, in our society. So, if in this line, author is trying to compare the time about them. 10,000 years dogs were domesticated, and still we are as a human beings, we are just have a experience of 20 to 50 years in our modern financial system, and being having a 20 to 50 years of experience in modern financial system, we think that we know everything, we have all kinds of information about finance. So through this line from the chapter 1, author is trying to compare the time 10,000 years ago is comparing with 20 to 50 years of modern financial system. So in this line you can understand this thing that we are not enough to know our financial system, modern financial system. We should have more knowledge about, we should have gathered much more knowledge about this finance, modern financial system, to understand the finance. Okay, and one of the most insightful things that I am going to share from the chapter about freedom. In the chapter 7, you will find a very beautiful line, and that line is about, the author is trying to explain about freedom. The highest form of freedom of wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want to do today. So through this line, we can understand this thing. If you have money, if you have that financial freedom with you, you have that freedom, financial freedom, finance that can give you that freedom in your life also. Freedom means, the author is saying that highest form of wealth. Highest form of wealth means if you have a lot of wealth and money with you, it should be your freedom, and it should be have this mentality, and that wealth should give you that kind of freedom that whatever you want to do today, you can do according to your shoes, uh, according to your ability to want to do everything. So the author is saying that freedom is the wealth about whatever you want to do, you can do whatever you want to accomplish today. Okay, this is the single sentence also I have found very beautiful from this book. And in this chapter, freedom, the author is trying to say that one another beautiful line: controlling your time is the highest dividend money you pay. So if you know how to control your money, if you know how to control your time, the author is comparing that time with money, because if you don't know how to control your time, you will not be able to control your life. So controlling your time is the highest dividend money you pay. So this is also related to freedom also. If you know how to control your time, it can give you that type of freedom in your life also. And this is the biggest base, this is the biggest payment that you should give to yourself. And author is trying to compare the time and money and the freedom with you. And in this chapter, freedom, the author try to say one thing also: 6 months about emergency backup. 6 months of emergency expenses means not being terrified of your boss, because you know you won't be ruined if you have to take some time off to find a new job. So in this chapter, freedom, author has explained one thing also: you should have at least 6 months of financial backup with you to get that freedom in your life. In suppose if you just want to change your job, if you just want to look for a better job in your career, whenever you will have that 6 months of backup of finance with you, you will get that freedom to find a new job. So you don't live your life just in a particular job where your boss is terrifying you, and he is doing some kind of means hard behavior with you. So author is trying to explain this thing also. Freedom is about 6 months of backup with you, and everyone should have this backup with in their life. And one of the another lines that I have found very beautiful in this book, this is the most important book that everyone should read. If you just want to know about the money, if you just want to get that financial freedom in your life, if you want to understand the psychology of your money and how it has an impact in your life. So this was the some beautiful lines that I have picked up from the book Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and I have tried to explain little bit from this book, and I hope another day we will discuss more of this book, about this book, and we will have a look at all financial knowledge that we should have right now to become a financially free in our life. Okay, thank you so much.